Good morning, everybody. This is Dee Reinhardt with Illinois WorkNet, and I think I may have Olivia on the call for just a minute, but she's got another meeting, and Tammy's helping her daughter move, and everybody. So it's just me today. So we're going to have a short, quick, sweet meeting. If you've got any questions, please put those into the chat pod. We'll try to get those answered for you. And I've got a few things that we want to go over like we always do. And so hopefully this meeting is a little short because I don't have a CBO to do a CBO presentation today either. So this could be short, sweet, and to the point. Please check in by region so that we know who's on the call. And if you've got more than one person in your office, please type those into the chat pod if you got people listening around a speakerphone. All righty. So let's get started with the dashboard. And I'm going to pull up my screen so that we can take a look at these things. So can everybody see my screen? Raise your hand with the little man stop screen if you can see my screen okay. Good, good, good. All right, so let's get talking about this dashboard. It looks like we're doing really, really, really good on cleaning up all of these numbers. I see 2 people in here with applications older than 24 hours. If those 2 people are one of yours, do me a favor and send them an invitation to come back to orientation, or else give them a reason why they didn't complete the application and finish the process. Because on the intake, and let me go to an intake and show you incomplete application older than 24 hours, if you go to their profile and they have not completed the application, you can, or I'm sorry, if they do have an application but it hasn't been submitted, so you can still do the has not attended orientation or attended orientation and does not want to participate and pick which answer it is. So maybe the customer started going through the application and decided that they just wanted to do regular SNAP B&T. So then you can mark that box. You do have to check a session and then click Save. Excuse me. So that's as easy as it is. So please check those 2 people there and see if they happen to be your customer or not. We also have 8 people that are ready for review by a DHS caseworker. Same thing, re-invite them to an intake orientation. So that's 8 people across the entire state. So that means that there's not probably very many per region. So if our regional people that are on the call can take a look at those 2 numbers, that would be great. Same thing with the needs to be scheduled for consent or missed consent meeting. Let's clean these people out of here by either marking boxes that need to be marked or that need to just be reinvited to finish up the process. We're doing pretty good. We've got 1,242 people assigned to a CBO. 2 people need an appointment with a CBO. So let's make sure that we check on those as well. So I know that Deidre and Areli and Lisa and all those guys work really hard at helping us try to keep this dashboard cleaned up. So if you guys can help us all out, I would appreciate that as well. Let's switch over to the intake projections. We're going to run through quickly to see where we are with this. Region 1 continues to grow. We have, for the month of January, we had 874 invitations, 237 people showed up. We have enrolled 121 in the treatment group, so that's good for the month of January. Region 2 is rocking and rolling. Look at how high they are up there. They are They have 29 people left in their region to reach their goal. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Good job, Region 2. Region 3 still has 152 people that they need. If we can help you out, Region 3, please let us know. We had some press out there, so that should have helped you a little bit. Region 4 is climbing the charts, so that looks really good. We've got some training, I think, Leslie, that we're going to do with the staff in your area, so just let me know how we need to go with that. We've got 80 people left that we need to assign one way or another in your region. Region 5 has continued to push the bar. They only have 78 people left out of their total. So we may fall back on the other regions that are rocking and rolling to help make us reach our goal of 2,500 people. So I'm sorry, 2,500 assigned to treatment. We've got 15 remaining to reach our goal across the state. So that's a big number, but it's doable, especially the way that we've been going. So now February, we've got a couple of holidays, and it's a short month, but we should be able to do some decent numbers in February anyway. All right, let's take a look at the enrolled dashboard and see what you guys need to follow up on. And it's moving. Slowly but surely it's moving. Oh, there we go. All right, enrolled. We've got, now, I'm going to have to check on this number, but I believe that the reason that on the main intake board that there's 2 and there's 12 here is that these are people that have had their initial appointment removed and they're being rescheduled. Please do not leave them pending if you're waiting to reschedule. If there's an issue going on, call the CBO, ask them to add some appointments, or call one of us at Epic. Everybody in the state of Illinois has my cell phone number. So if you need to reach out to us, please make sure that we can get some appointments up there for you. But don't remove their initial appointment unless they are sitting in front of you and you can reschedule them right away. Referral pending, 2151 past due, we'll have to talk to the CBOs about making sure that they're uploading those properly. We have 100 people in the referral pending, no contact from customer, recommend conciliation. Those 100 people need to be checked by everyone in DHS by region. Those numbers are people who did not show up for their initial appointment. Along with the referral rejected, we have to look at why those referrals are rejected. Most of the time, the CBOs are working with Olivia to make sure that we can get them reassigned to another CBO. And then we are looking to make sure that if somebody is marking a situation worse, no progress, or minimal progress, that they're going to be putting reasons in the 2151A that they upload and adding case notes so that we can very definitely track those participants and what's going on, so that if a sanction does happen and there's potentially an appeal process, that we can make sure that that process goes smoothly for all of you. But please keep on top of these numbers here that have something to do with a customer that needs some attention from DHS. Another thing that we want to talk about this morning that has been happening, and I got to remind you guys every once in a while about this, but most cases, in most situations, the audience that we're going to be working with are ABODs, able-bodied adults without dependents. What we want to remember, though, is if someone is outside that if they're older than 49, if they are disabled but want to participate, if they are not an ABOD, basically, not an ABOD. As long as they are not receiving TANF, they can participate. We had a situation in Cook County where a customer was turned away. We're going to be talking with the CBOs about following the reverse referral procedure, but what we need to do, because we've got social media out about this, we've got press releases out about this, if somebody walks into an office, your frontline staff need to know about EPIC and that a person that's 55 or 59 can volunteer for the program. So we just need to be aware that you can't just turn them away. And I understand that there's always three sides to every story. There's yours, mine, and the truth. So what we hear from a participant may not be what actually happened, but we have to remind everybody. Okay? Another issue that came up over the past week is, and I just want to remind everybody about this, is and I'm going to pull my screen up and show you here. This is a test, but if I go to Lenny Binney's profile, the super admin, meaning me, Olivia, Natasha, Deidre, Areli, Lisa, have the ability to change the customer Social Security number if it is wrong. Anyone can change the DHS case ID if it is wrong, or the RIN number if it is wrong. So in a situation where you are not getting the accounts to sync between EPIC and EPIS, we need to verify whether or not the Social Security number is correct in EPIS. If it is incorrect in EPIS, you need to call EPIS. You need to call that help desk number because we cannot change the Social Security number in EPIS. If the number is wrong in EPIC, or if a DHS case ID is wrong in EPIC, we can make those changes, but we need to know which one is correct. So please make sure that you're verifying whether the numbers are wrong in EPIS first, and we can change the numbers, the DHS case ID and the Illinois WorkNet ID, we can change those numbers in EPIS. We cannot change the Social Security number in EPIS. And we can make all of the changes that we need to in EPIC. Some of you can make more changes than others. The other thing that we need to make sure is that the identity is proper. I understand that if there is a TANF case in the household, but the ABOD is still there, there is a potential for getting the wrong name and Social Security number into the system. So please, please, please verify that you are on the proper screens and that you are have the proper information up there, because we had 3 issues with that come up this week. And we've been doing so very good. So the other thing that we need you guys to be aware of is that this customer information with the phone and address, CBOs have the ability to change phone and address information on the customer profile. So if there's a case note up about customer address changed, you need to check to see if you have the same address in the DHS system as we have in EPIC, because the CBOs cannot update in DHS. All right, so now let me minimize my screen here for a minute. Somebody has a question about the invitation process. If you would like to ask that question, please do that in the chat pod. And just to let a few of you know, I will be making some stops at the Northern office and the West Suburban office on Monday to check out to see if hotspots work. So I'll get to say hi to some of you. And I'll be saying hi to Ada because I'm going to stop and pick up their hotspot. And McMorris and Johnson and all those folks there at Northwest. All right, I see a few people typing, just not sure if they're typing in the webinar or just on their computer. We also have a question that somebody looks like they wanted to ask about the eligibility review process, so go ahead and ask that. I've got 37 people on the call, and I've got not that many people checked in. So if you could check in by region in that pod there, I would appreciate it. All right, I got a whole mess of people typing, but I can't tell if you're typing questions for us or not. There we go. All right, I will do that, Aurelio. I plan to get to, my goal is to get to Northwest by 9:30-ish. And then I've got to go to West Suburban first and then to Northern. So it'll be closer to lunchtime that I get up there probably. So Tiana's asking, as we count to go along with the process, are the CBOs aware that when there is an appeal filed, they should be in on the pre-appeal? Oh, as we continue to go along. Thank you, Tiana. We will make sure that they are aware of that. That's one of the things we're going to be working very closely with the CBOs. I was out in Rockford last week, and I noticed a whole bunch of issues that needed to be corrected. So I'm going to, all of us have been assigned a few of the CBOs to do a deep dive with and to make sure that the paperwork is appropriately done. My question to all of you is, if we notice that there are mistakes in the paperwork as we are working with the CBOs, can we upload updated 2151As that represent the right items? So if somebody can answer that for me, I would appreciate it. Marquise says, I have a customer who cannot participate right now for health reasons. She was assigned a while ago. Does she just sit in limbo for 6 to 8 weeks and then resume contact with the CBO at that time? Yeah, basically. One of the things that should have probably happened, if she was not doing well at the random assignment, she probably shouldn't have been randomly assigned. If it happened afterward, then we just put her on a hold with some proper case notes so that everybody knows what's going on, and then we can move them forward when they're feeling better again. Does that answer your question, Marquise? Thanks. Sorry, I can't do more for you there. All right, so now I see some more people typing. Williamson County, what about the watchdog? Oops, you just moved. have we come to a decision on how to continue with this? It is still prompting us to set up an account, and we are not able to do that. You know, let me check into that because I've never, ever been prompted to set up an account with Watchdog. So let me do a little digging and figure out what's going on with that. And tell me by first name who I need to call back for Williamson County. Okay, Brandy, I'll give you a call back after I do some checking. Aurelie says, just a reminder, please select the assignment tab after each randomization, even if they are randomized to traditional SNAP ENT. If you don't, the file would not sync. Very good point, Aurelie. That's perfect reminder. Tiana says, if they upload the information as a correction prior to an appeal being filed, that would be fine, but after, I don't think the agency would win the appeal. Okay, so what we need to know, probably Tiana and everybody else, if there is an appeal, we probably need a case note entered that says customer requested appeal and what the date is, and then make sure that WorkNet and the CBO primary contact are contacted with an email and a case note so that we can make sure that all of the proper paperwork is available. And Aurelie also says, and print the letter to provide to the customer that of their random assignment. All right, I see Tiana and Marquise still typing. Region 2 is busy today in the webinar. Who had a question about eligibility review? We need to type that if you've got a question about eligibility review. Okay. Thank you, Aurelie. A lot of my participants are limited with regard to transportation. I am reluctant to randomize them because they don't have their own method of transportation. It's my understanding that there is no public transportation from Freeport to Rockford. So we may need to talk to the CBO about getting people from Freeport to Rockford. I thought they had a couple of the programs that they could put people in at the community college out in Freeport. I can't remember what the name of that one is. Heartland, maybe? And Tiana said, can they respond within a business week? Often we wait for weeks or months to get a response. About the appeal appointment, Tiana? Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll put something in place for that. We'll come up with a process for that, and get that posted to the provider, the Epic Partner Resource Guide. All right. Let me work with Rock River about that, Marquise, and I'll figure out if we can get something going with that. And Williamson and Decatur, I've been talking to Two Rivers, Leslie, about Decatur. That's Homework Hangout and Springfield Urban League. So we'll have a chat with them too and see if we can't add some programs that say Decatur. And then Williamson, I think that's Williamson would be Mantricon. So again, we'll have to talk to them and see what we can do about where their programs are physically located. If they don't have a program out someplace else, I can't do much about that, but I can't make them put a training program someplace with a service provider to provide it. Okay, I get that. I get that. The other thing, just to let all of you in Cook County know, there is a new program, a manufacturing program in Addison. So if we have people that are coming from the West Suburban office, it's like 15 minutes to Addison by car from West Suburban. So that's something that you might want to think about. And then we might have another program popping up because we're talking about expanding into one other area with a manufacturing program as well. All right. I see Marquise typing. All right. Is there data on the CBO and EPIC success rate, placement rate? Some participants want to know how likely they will be to obtain a job by enrolling in EPIC. We're gathering that because some of the training programs are a little bit longer, but we do have a report that I think the regional staff might be able to access, so Erica might be able to access that. I have to double check to see on the placements and how that goes. There is no direct placement from training to work site, correct. I think with the CNA program, they've got a couple places that they're working with, but there is a difference between actual permanent employment and the work experience. So I think you're talking about permanent placement, Marquise, so we have to, okay, we have to double check that. And you're not the only one that wants to know that, and your customers aren't the only one that wants to know that. The study people want to know that. The Department of Commerce people want to know that. The Department of Human Service people want to know that. So we have to make sure that our reports are in place, and our programmer is working on that right now. So as soon as we have some of that information, we'll share that in one of the webinars moving forward. Gotten any success stories from our CBO? They keep telling us they have them, but so far I haven't heard, and when customers are working, we are unaware. I have to look at the WIOA. Let me show you where you can look for that as well. If you go to EPIC Partner Resources, it takes you to the restricted resources. But if you go to Submit a Success Story on the main page, it will take you to the WIOA program for the success stories, and you can find local successes, and it is sortable by EPIC is in here. And now I'll have to find them, Tiana, to see for sure. I know this is getting revamped, but let me find that, and I'll share that as well. Okay? All right. Anybody else got any other questions? What I thought was going to be 15 minutes, you guys kept me busy here. All right. I am oh, congratulations. And Mara, what office are you with? Randolph, okay. Well, congratulations, Mara, and welcome to the pack. Edry. Edry? All right. All right. All right. Well, great. Congratulations. Enjoy your retirement. Don't work too hard when you're retired. I know a lot of people end up doing that. Okay. Work experience is not the only placement. I do know that they are placing customers, Marquise, in permanent employment. But I don't have a report on that yet that's in production. Okay. The end goal, so Marquise, the end goal is all of the CBOs are being paid on 4 parameters: enrollment, education, employment, and then retention. So those are the 4 things. So if they don't help the people find jobs and have them retain them for 90 days, then they don't get paid on those parameters. So it's enrollment into the program, it is training, it is employment, and retention for 90 days or 150 non-consecutive days. All right, so you got that? Okay. All right, cool beans. All right, I'm going to stop the recording now. If you've got any other questions, you're more than welcome to give me a call or send me an email, or you can send an email to epic@illinoisworknet.com, and I will get together these notes from the webinar and send those out to everybody. So have a great weekend. Bye.